Hello everyone, welcome to the classroom, thank you for joining us as always, and today we will be discussing why Batman Under the Red Hood is almost the best Batman movie. Thank you for joining us as always. You cannot throw a bat-shaped shuriken, that is for some reason called a batarang, without hitting a Batman movie. Since the very first Batman serials on screen in the 40s, people have not been able to get enough of this emo sex god. Just looking at the theatrically released live-action Batman movies, we are already eating pretty damn good. I mean, okay, maybe not good, but we are eating. For some reason, it took until 2022 to get another comic-accurate, faithful, and loving adaptation of Batman on the big screen in live action. I'm of course not counting the 1966 Batman, because that is also one of the most faithful incarnations of live-action Batman, but besides Batman in The Batman, live-action Batman kinda sucks. Batman is a stupid name. Should have been named something cool. Like Shane. Now, I know that sounds bad, so let me explain what I mean by live-action Batman kinda sucks. Yeah, live-action Batman kinda sucks. We've got wanton murder, very poorly shot action, more wanton murder. This Batman literally sleeps upside down like a bat. Thank you very much, Tim Burton. You are a true bastion of creative innovation. Even the live-action Batman movies that I love kinda fuck up Batman. Like, I literally want to etch every frame of Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and about 2/3 of The Dark Knight Rises into my skin. However, that Batman is... I don't know. I mean, he's okay. It's not the worst live-action Batman, just the action isn't good, he doesn't do too much, like, stealth stuff, and the voice is weird, but I don't need to make it a whole thing.
Where's the trigger? Where is... Swear to me.
But don't get me wrong, y'all. We Bat fans are still eating good, but we are munching on that two-dimensional food. Like lettuce. See, when a comic book thing goes live action, suddenly the studio behind it goes into armadillo mode, replacing any soft or delicate parts of the character with badass premium grade grim and gritty armor. There's so much money riding on a blockbuster film these days, and that only scales with the popularity of the character. If you're making a Batman movie, you have the responsibility to make enough money to bankroll Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was the 14th century emperor of the Mali Empire of Africa, specifically spanning much of the northwestern coast and the inland land. His wealth was so immense that he would destroy the economies of whole cities when he passed through. He could buy and sell broke boy Wayne enterprises without a thought. Anyways, that means that when you make a live-action Batman movie, you don't have a whole lot of freedom. Freedom, which is afforded by the medium of animation. There's an animated Batman movie for whatever you like. You want some grim and gritty? Dark Knight Returns. You want some silly and goofy? Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders. But do you just want the best animated Bat movie? Look no further than Batman Under the Red Hood. Batman Under the Red Hood delves into the greatest tragedy in the history of Batman. Not the death of the Waynes, no, but the death of his son, Jason Todd. Under the Red Hood is incredible. I love it. The animation, the performances, the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it smells. I want to eat this film. I would if I could. However, it is definitely not the best Batman movie. But first, let's talk about what this movie absolutely gets right. And first off, the voice cast is top tier. Typically, Batman animated fare has been handled by the late Kevin Conroy, but Batman here is played incredibly by Bruce Greenwood. John DiMaggio and Neil Patrick Harris deliver performances as the Joker and Nightwing respectively. DiMaggio brings a mobster grit to the Joker, and Harris perfectly exemplifies Nightwing's bravado and confidence. But the performance that steals the show is the titular Red Hood, played by Supernatural's own Jensen Ackles. Ackles fucking kills it. Very fitting for the murderous vigilante he plays. He's constantly teasing and mocking Batman for not being able to catch him, not even being able to discover his identity, and he just plays that perfectly. Batman hunts down Red Hood as he step by step takes control of Gotham's underworld, turning the drug trade into a slightly more ethical drug trade. Time and time again, Red Hood slips through Batman's fingers, mocking him for his failure, until he fully shows his hand.
You haven't lost your touch! Your touch! You haven't lost your touch, bro!
Then we see how it all went down. We meet Jason Todd, a street urchin caught trying to steal the wheels off the Batmobile. Shockingly, instead of giving him permanent brain damage, Batman takes him in, adding yet another boy to his boy collection. We see Jason go from quipping and flipping around while taking down the Riddler.
Riddle me this. What's green and purple, but covered in red and yellow? You! When I land on your sorry butt.
Two brutalizing real criminals.
20 rounds a second and you were still too slow.
I'm not slow, punk!
Me neither.
I've got him.
Not only has Jason changed, but the world around him has changed too. He used to be able to quip after taking down the Riddler, but now he has to keep his mouth shut, or he might swallow a bullet. We see the growing strife between Bruce and Jason, never getting a chance to get better before, well...
What hurts more? A or B? Forehand or backhand?
The Joker brutally murders Jason, leaving him for dead after savage beatings and blowing up the warehouse he was in. Like in the comics, Jason is brought back to life, however, unlike in the comics, he is resurrected via the Lazarus Pit, and not Superboy punching reality. Also, unlike in the comics, the Joker never becomes the Iranian ambassador to America, so don't worry about that time in the comics that the Joker became the Iranian ambassador to America. When the prodigal son finally returns to Gotham, he immediately gets to work running the drug trade, butting heads with Batman villains from the fearsome Hand of Four to the Black Mask. All of this, including Batman realizing who he's been dealing with, leads up to the conclusion of Red Hood's plan. Jason devises a situation where Batman will have to choose between letting him kill the Joker or force Bruce to murder his surrogate son. Of course, Batman refuses to kill him, and through what the Joker describes as being an expert rootin', tootin', eagle-eyed, goth-loving marksman, is able to stop Jason before he kills the Joker without killing him. It's a pretty fucking awesome scene, actually, but his reasoning for not killing the Joker
It'd be too damned easy.
leaves something to be desired. Batman explains that if he killed the Joker, he doesn't know if he would be able to stop from just murdering anyone he felt like. Phrased a lot more gracefully than that as, if I allow myself to go down into that place, I may never return. Now, I see what they were going for, but I would like to offer a couple gentle revisions. First off, I think that Batman's resolve to not kill is better viewed through the lens of him valuing human life. Believing that everyone is worth saving, going so far as believing that someone like the Joker can be saved from his own insanity. Second off, now this one is a recommendation for both the comics and the film, but Jason Todd should have killed the Joker. I mean, I'm sorry, but that would just be the sickest shit ever. Imagine if when Red Hood came back, he killed the Joker, became the new ruler of organized crime and Batman's biggest enemy. And if you're like, oh, but the Joker is my favorite villain. Number one, grow the fuck up. Is your favorite food pizza? And number two, it's comics. He'll be okay. But as it stands now, instead of being Batman's greatest enemy like he could have been, Jason Todd has become a rotating member of the Bat family, and he doesn't even get to kill people. As much as I would like. Overall, Batman Under the Red Hood is amazing. Yeah, it's fantastic. Of course it is. It's almost the best Batman movie. Obviously, it's going to be fantastic. It just really fumbles the bag for me right at the end. But overall, it's a great movie. I recommend it for any Batman fan. And really, if you're just a general comic book fan, it's a great watch. But that is the video for today, y'all. I will see you next week. Bye. Hey y'all, thank you for joining us as always, especially thank you if you've made it to this point in the video as always. I have a few things to address. Number one, I would like to dedicate this video to my grandpa. He recently passed away this past week, and I hope that if you're out there also dealing with a death or a loss, I hope you're doing the best that you can, because that's all any of us can do. But the other thing I have to talk about is what I have to show off for my collection this week, and it is what my girlfriend painted me for Christmas. It's incredible. It's UA High from the outside, and My Hero Academia is not my favorite shonen anymore, but it was the first one that I really fell in love with. And then, she wrote something that I say on this channel quite a bit on it. So, I'll just show you when the video's over, but thank you all so much for watching as always. I hope you're doing okay. If this video comes out a little late, I'm sorry. I was on vacation with my girlfriend this whole week. I'm gonna try and work really hard to get this video out on time, as I always try my best to, but it's been tough. Not the vacation. That was awesome. You would have loved it, but you didn't get to go because you're a loser. But anyways, thank you all so much for joining as always. I'll see you next time. Bye.